Greetings, beloved hearts. It is I, known as Grandmother Anna, mother of Mother Mary and grandmother of Jesus Christ. I wish each of you a Hanukkah Sameach and a Merry Christmas. Today, being December 18 in your world, is day 23 of the current 49-day outpouring of light that comes to your earth from the great ascended master realms, the great angelic realms of light. I would urge each of you to know, beloved hearts, I wish each of you the love of Mother Mary, the light of Jesus Christ, and I call upon the wonderful being, Saint Nicholas, who is a very real ascended being, that may the spirit of Saint Nicholas be upon each of you this Christmas season. Your world does enter that time once again, this season of Christmas, where some of humankind's attention is held upon the Christ child. And while the loving attention of many from your world is held upon the life of Jesus, and to some degree myself and Mother Mary, at the same time of year, every year, the attention of the entire ascended host, great cosmic beings of light, and the angels too, their attention is upon us, known as the first family. And their attention upon us becomes their release of the greater love, light, power, and purity of the Christ. This enables us to pour even greater love to all of you who offer some of your love and attention to us. As we observe the many conditions in your world, it is our great desire to have the opportunity to fill you with our light and our love that knows only joy, happiness, and perfection. Your world is in the throes of a great change, and beyond the discord, a great raising activity shall begin soon in your world. It is time that America take her opening steps to fulfill her destiny. As many of you have heard from the Ascended Masters, especially Joseph, known to you as Saint Germain, America has a destiny to become a holy grail, a greater light to the world. It is the intention of those of us who are known as the first family, and that includes Jacob, who was Joseph's father, myself, and Joseph, and beloved Mother Mary, and the Princess Mary Magdalene, beloved Jesus himself, and the disciples. It is our great desire and with the approval from the Director Logos, that the First Family this Christmas season will pour our light, our love, the spirit of Christmas into the ever-increasing revelation of America's destiny. Each of us in the family, we see America now as that Holy Grail. And each of us, through the authority of Joseph, Jesus' father, who is now Saint Germain, each of us will now increase the great outpouring of our life into the Holy Grail that America must become, that her light may provide the freedom and the liberty and the great opportunity that every citizen upon the earth ought to have to fulfill the lives they have been given. Beloved hearts of love, just as your physical sun provides you with light and warmth and growth, so too can we provide you, each of you, with much greater light and love and joy in your lives. This requires each of you to feel one with each of us. And it is in that oneness, along with a small amount of your attention upon us, that we become aware of each of you. And then we project our mighty rays of light and love into your lives. At Christmas time and year's end, with all that has been in your world this year, what a perfect time that each of you might have greater comfort and joy, health and abundance in your lives. Your cooperation, your recognition of us can open the way to receive a mighty outpouring of love we seek to offer each of you. And I would like to remind you that what assists you to feel a closeness, a oneness with all of us, with beloved Jesus and Mary, is perfectly hidden within the heart of each of you. All of us, precious hearts, whether we are unascended or ascended, all of us have within our hearts an inner flame that we refer to as the unfed flame of God. Whilst this unfed flame remains mostly invisible to the lives of the people, this flame, the more one turns their attention to it, acknowledges the great love flame in their hearts, the more one invites their own heart flame to release its radiance through their bodies, their minds, their lives. This begins the great expanding of the radiance of love from each one's heart flame. We wish you to feel one with all of us through the heart flame of every one of yourselves. For through that unfed flame in your heart, your feeling of that flame, of your own God presence, you can reach up, precious hearts, pour your love, and through that love, your heart flame will expand. And then with your attention upon us for a few moments, your heart flame will project its radiance of light and love to us. And when we receive it, we pour the love of our heart flame, the heart of our unfed flame, to you. Then, as the radiance of your and our heart flames merge, it is in this way you can feel a greater oneness with us. And in that oneness, we can then establish a continuous outpouring of our light, our love, and our joy to each of you. And this will draw to you much greater comfort and joy. This too will become a magnet's presence in your own lives that draws to you the greater good that you all require. Again, I invite you to be mindful that at this time of year, while many in the world hold their attention during the Christmas season upon the Christ child, this gives our family, from Jacob and Joseph, as Saint Germain, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, and beloved Jesus. It gives us, while your attention is upon the birth of Christ, to place our attention upon you, and backing us up at this time of year are all the ascended masters and great cosmic beings of light, and uncountable legions of angels. They are pouring their light to us. They are amplifying our life. And then we pour that amplification to each of you. The more light and the more love, the more life that you can breathe in, that you can receive, where each of you make yourselves receptacles, conduits, receiving and increasing the light and the love from the ascended host, the angelic host, especially during this Christmas season. This receiving and amplifying of light, which can come from many sources. This, beloved precious ones, this is part of the natural raising activity of life. All of you are awakening now. And it is that raising activity that can raise you above and beyond all the limitations and suffering that too many people feel and experience in their lives. As you take steps to continue your wondrous awakening, to expand your spiritual nature, this raising activity becomes intensified in what is known as the resurrection process, a process over time and years that ultimately raises one through the Ascension and eventual freedom from this world, such as my grandson Jesus achieved. This resurrection and ascension activity has been too long delayed by various discordant and sinister forces in your world. However, now, as many of you have discovered, your world has been granted another golden age. And all the sinister forces that have delayed the mission of my grandson as an activity in your own lives, to all those sinister forces, they are given notice. Their days are numbered. The Christ will rise in each of you. And in these days of this golden age, the grand opportunity to spearhead, beloved hearts, your own great raising activity in your lives, the grand opportunity to do so is now, despite all the various appearances that may be in your lives and the world. It seems so much healing is required in the lives and the worlds of the people of earth. Yet I ask you to be open and receptive to the idea that the place where we begin our healing and the perfecting activity of our lives, the place that we begin that is most effective is in our own minds. For this is where we awaken to the truth that we are all infinite beings of consciousness, spiritual beings of light and love. And you are all learning and you are doing your best to embody your spirit, your soul, your light and your love in the physical forms and the lives that you have been given. As spiritual beings, this Christmas season, I urge you to open to receive the spirit of Saint Nicholas, the love soul matrix of Mother Akasha, the light of Jesus Christ, and the greater love that all of our family seeks to offer each of you at this time. Precious hearts, one of the greatest statements my grandson Jesus gave while he was on the earth, that statement was, I am the resurrection, and the life. When one understands that this statement provided, when understood, ignites the great raising activity, a lifting activity, drawing God health, nutrition, God light, and love, wherever we direct that statement. Jesus' statement today, beloved hearts, it is a cosmic law, and embodied in those most sacred words, I am the resurrection and the life. Embodied within those words are the ancient fire letters of the language of light and love. Embodied in those words, I am the resurrection and the life, is the cosmic law of and the record of Jesus Christ's ascension. Embodied in those words are invisible forces that will draw to an individual who uses those words to lift themselves, to raise themselves, to change themselves, to improve their lives. I encourage each of you with a feeling of conviction, certainty, and faith to create your own resurrection and life mantras. Enter into your mantra daily, sometimes internally, and other times spoken out loud. When you do so, the God presence within you and your own higher intelligence will know instantly that you are aligning yourselves with the cosmic powers of those mighty words, that you are aligning yourselves with the great freedom in the ascension of my grandson, Jesus Christ. And this will open the way to draw much greater light and freedom to each of you. Remind yourselves that I am are sacred words. They are the name of God in action. Remind yourself that the resurrection is the raising activity that releases forces that lifts you out of problems and limitation. And the life represents the divine polarity of light and love. Never doubt, beloved hearts, the power of the resurrection and the life. Even with what my grandson faced in the crucifixion and his death registered upon his physical garment, within days, the power of the resurrection and the life, those words became flesh, alive. And so, as Jesus used the resurrection to overcome the death that had visited his body in the crucifixion, let this be a gentle reminder of the limitless cosmic powers the endless light, and the all-consuming love that is drawn to anyone who will use his words, the words that the Heavenly Father gave to him, that if you will use those words, Jesus used them with great conviction, knowing he was unleashing cosmic powers and making alive the Father's presence in his body. Remember, this is the resurrection. And Jesus intended that you would receive those words, that you would use these words that my grandson spoke, that you would please know he intended that you would use them daily, that you would build your own momentum. And dear hearts, then the Word becomes flesh, meaning you begin to see the forces of resurrection begin to materialize in the substance of your mind, your body, your feelings, and even your world of manifestation. Become not too accustomed to the histories of lack and limitation, misery and suffering that has been in your lives, the lives of the people. Know that my grandson, beloved Yeshu, known to you as Jesus, offered you a means to lift yourselves, to raise yourselves out of conditions that seem to confront you. I urge you to take up the mantra, I am the resurrection and the life, daily. Your mantras can change. Once you have practice, you can speak them intuitively, with as much feeling as possible, again sometimes quietly and sometimes out loud. Let's try a sample of a resurrection and life mantra. And remember, you can use the name of my grandson, as today there is endless light, love, purity, and power in the name Jesus Christ. Together, let's enter into a sample of what a resurrection and the life mantra may be and could be used daily. I am the resurrection and the life. I am the ascended Jesus Christ, resurrection and the life of my being and my world. I am the resurrection and the life that lifts and expands my consciousness. I am the resurrection and the life that raises me daily into Christ consciousness. I am the resurrection and the life of my mind and my mental faculties. I am the resurrection and the life of my thoughts and my feelings. I am the resurrection and the life of greater happiness and joy, increasing in me each day. I am the resurrection and the life of my feeling side of life. I am the resurrection and the life that opens the way for me to feel more love. I am the resurrection and the life of my physical heart. I am the resurrection and the life of my health of my heart. I am the resurrection and the life of my brain health. I am the resurrection and the life of my physical body. I am the resurrection and the life, the strength and the health of my body. I am the resurrection and the life of all the organs of my body. I am the resurrection and the life of my memory. I am the resurrection and the life of new, healthy habits. I am the resurrection and the life, the great magnet's presence that draws to me all I desire and require. I am the resurrection and the life, the great natural activity of abundance in all activities of my life. I am the resurrection and the life of all my loved ones and family. I am the resurrection and the life of all my relationships. I am the resurrection and the life, the great healing and perfecting activity that is ongoing in my body every day. I am the resurrection and the life of eternal youth, health, and happiness. That is a wondrous, ongoing activity in my life. I am the resurrection and the life. I am the ascended Jesus Christ, resurrection and the life, now made manifest in my being and my world. I am the resurrection and the life of the powers of nature and the forces of the elements. I am the resurrection and the life of all kingdoms living upon the earth. I am the resurrection and the life of a healthy atmosphere for planet Earth. I am the resurrection and the life, the eternal health and purity of the water element of our planet, of our oceans, seas, rivers, lakes, and streams. I am the resurrection and the life, the eternal purity of the water element of our planet. I am the resurrection and the life. And so, beloved hearts, this is just a sample. If you would try this out, even just for a month, and realize that this is a statement given by my grandson. And if you take it up and try to gain a feeling that you are directing the resurrection and the life into all the various forces, into all the various conditions in your life, directing the resurrection and the life out into the powers of nature, and even directing the resurrection and the life, the upliftment, the great awakening of the people of earth. Try this out, beloved hearts. Give it 5-7 minutes of your time each day, and let's see what changes it brings about in your lives. I feel you will be delighted. This Christmas season, my family, which again includes Jacob, who is Joseph's father, my daughter Mary, beloved Mary, Magdalene, and beloved Jesus, along with the disciples who have gained their ascension too, we feel that we are so privileged that the door is open for us to pour our love to the earth, to humanity. And we are always successful in pouring our love, our light, our joy to each of you who will give us a few moments of your attention and become open and receptive and welcome, especially this time of year, welcome into yourself the spirit of Saint Nicholas, the light of Jesus Christ, and the love of Mother Mary, and the sovereignty, the Magdalene force of Mary Magdalene. Try us out. Just remember us a little bit more this Christ Mass season, for it is a privilege for us to pour our love to each of you. May freedom's flame be ignited within your hearts. May each of you be a wonderful Christmas steward of eternal justice and freedom and liberty. May your flame, your heart, radiate those qualities that precious humankind and your planet so requires at this time. Beloveds, I thank you for your time. Hanukkah, Sumiach, Hanukkah, Sumiach, Hanukkah, Sumiach.